At least we have to continue till until the Kamatana. Almost. Yeah, almost. I will make a recording. Okay, so I was thinking that I think it has been months, yeah, over nearly 2 months. We didn't have a class. So that's why let me um, review a little bit. Yeah, review a little bit before we continue. Today we will have to continue to the upādāna paccaya pavo. So before we start uh, new uh, new lesson, um, let's review a little bit the previous. Yeah. So the first is the avijja paccaya sankhara. Yeah, avijja paccaya sankhara. So what is avijja? Avijja is not knowing the truth. Yeah, not knowing the truth. Um, yeah, yeah. Or there are eight kinds of uh, there are eight things. Yeah. So if uh, Oweja does not know the eight things, yeah, four noble truths, yeah, past life, future life, etc. So what is the Oweja? The ultimate reality of the Oweja, that is a moha, yeah, moha or delusion. So dependent on delusion, sankhara, yeah, sankhara, conditioned things are right here. Conditioned things is a uh, karma, yeah, karma, 29 karma, yeah, 29 karma, the 12 akusala, mahakusala, rupa kusala, and arupa kusala, yeah, altogether 29 karma arise, yeah. So here, so that is what has been mentioned in the Paṭiccasamuppāda, but we need to know more deeper, yeah, more deeper. So how always is influence our daily activities. Yeah, if we think about that, then we'll understand more. For example, sometimes here we are learning the Buddha's teaching, Buddha's words. So what motivates, yeah, how Avijja influence us to learn to do these good deeds. Yeah. So learning the Buddha's words are good deeds. So how Avijja is influence? But so not all the time Avijja is influence. Influence. Sometimes uh, let's learn the Abhidhamma. If you learn the Abhidhamma, you will become a famous or something like that. Yeah, you will have a reputation, good reputation. Yeah. So if if that is your intention, your purpose, so then Avijja is there. Avijja uh, deluded our mind to have this kind of improper or this kind of expectation. So then Avijja influence. And also sometimes, in Myanmar, um, if you offer, yeah, if you offer the money, you will become a rich person in next life, for example. So that person offer the money to offer the money. So with the intention or expectation to be reborn as a deva, celestial being. So Avijja is influencing to do the good deeds, yeah, to be reborn in the heaven. So Avijja influenced that. So how the Avijja influence us to do the bad deeds, that is clear. Yeah. So that point is clear. But only that case. doing the good deeds with the expectation of to be something, to have something. So in that case, avijja is influencing us. Yeah. And so how about the fine material sphere, wholesome consciousness? Yeah. Jhana. So some being might have been trying to have the jhana with the expectation to be reborn in the rupa fine material sphere world. So in that case too, avijja influence us. According to the Buddha's teaching, being reborn in any kind of realms is a dukkha. It's not good. But avijja is telling us that if you become a Brahma, you will be absolute freedom or peaceful, absolute peace you will have. So avijja is lying to us, yeah, and deluding our mind to be reborn in Brahma. And Aruba world also the same. So, so that is a little bit more deeper. And next is the if we used to analyze every kind of activities, our daily activities, even verbal, mental, and physical activities. So then if we look at closely what kind of things are behind, so that becomes satipatthana. Satipatthana. So in that case, that is applying Paṭiccasamuppāda. Yeah. So we have to try to reach that level. Yeah. So every movement, every speech, every activities, if we are able to analyze what is behind, so that if we are able to see the things behind, uh, which is motivating us, generating us, so then it becomes a satipatthana, mindfulness. Yeah. Okay, anyway, let's continue to the Paṭiccasamuppāda. So Sankhara Paccaya Vijñāna. So Sankhara Paccaya Vijñāna, Sankhara, because of dependent on the 29 Sankhara, yeah. So the Pali was Punjabi Sankhara, Apunjabi Sankhara, Ananjabi Sankhara. Dependent on Sankhara, Vijnana, rebirth linking consciousness arise. So because of the avijja, we accumulate good and bad deeds. Because of that good and bad deeds, we have the patisandhi, rebirth linking, or new life, yeah, new patisandhi. So vijnana paccaya. So even though we are saying dependent on 29 sankhara, 19 rebirth linking consciousness arise, but we should not forget that there is only one, yeah? Only one sankhara generates us to have only one patisandhi, not all collectively, yeah? Uh, I think you have already understood, yeah? Already understood, but my intention is for the what is it? New learner. I have to focus on that too. Yeah. So everybody has only one Patisandhi. And also that Patisandhi is generated by one karma. Yeah, one karma. So, okay, Vijnana. Sankhara Paccaya Vijnana. We have a one rebirth linking consciousness together with that. Yeah, rebirth linking consciousness. Vijnana Paccaya Nama Rupan, mind and matter arise. Yeah, dependent on the rebirth linking consciousness, we have mind and matter. And Nama Rupa Paccaya Salai. So here, mind and matter too, not all consciousness, yeah, not all Rupa. So at least for the female, 27, for the male, 27, yeah. 80 power, Bombhawa, masculinity and femininity. And and Namarupa Paccaya Salayirana. So dependent on mind and matter, Salayirana, 6 sense bases arise. So here also, if we look at closely, six sense bases are already included in the matter, actually. So that's why some people ask me, yeah. So they ask me that I don't see that explanation, but the possibility is this is like the Buddha wanted us to know the cycle, yeah, cycle of the course of how our life is cycling, yeah, cycling. So nama rupa is not clear to see. Yeah, nama rupa paccaya, for example, salayana is already nama rupa paccaya paso. If we think that it's not a process, not clear to understand. So then the Buddha, even though 6 sense bases is already included in the matter, rupa, yeah, nama rupa, but the Buddha put it there, salayana. So without salayana, it's something lacking. I feel that, yeah. Okay, salayana. Also, this is salayana and a manayana too, already included in the nama, yeah, nama. And so if you remember all previous lesson, that's better. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, just review a little bit. Salayana Bhaja, paso, contact. So without sync spaces, there is no contact. Yeah. So we have the eye basis. That's why we have the eye contact. If we don't have the ear contact, ear basis, then we don't have the ear contact. So salayana bhajiya paso. And again, next is the pasa bhajiya vedana. So vedana, feeling. So if there is no contact between the basis and the aramana object, there is no way for the vedana feeling to arise. Yeah. So here also we should look very closely. Yeah. We should analyze when we have time. Sometimes I'm very happy to think about these kind of things. So that's why I always encourage the students, if you have a time, if it as there is very relaxing, yeah, very relaxing to think about the Abhidhamma, yeah, why the Buddha, yeah, ask many questions to the Buddha, and also thinking about, sorry, alagi, alagi. So sometimes if we think uh, deeply alone, very relaxing, yeah. Okay, so Pasabhajaya Vedana. So here too, if you want to practice the Satipatthana too, mindfulness meditation, you can use the Paṭiccasamuppāda as a technique to uh, practice the mindfulness meditation. Every time we have a feeling, yeah, feeling. While we are practicing the meditation, sometimes we feel hot, yeah, we feel hot, we feel cold, we feel very painful. So that is a Vedana, yeah, that is a Vedana. So how this um, Vedana comes, so you can analyze in this way too. Okay, so Vedana and Vedana Paccaya Tanha. So you can you can understand very easily. Sometimes it's painful, pain on the leg, on the back. So at the moment, if we try to notice what's happening in the mind, we want to escape from we want to remove all these painful feeling, yeah, that pain. So that is also satipatthana. Um, so that vedana, that expectation, that's vision, zitana, yeah. So and sometimes when we meditate and we feel very good, we feel very good. So then at the moment, we want to maintain that. We want that feeling all the time. Sometimes some meditator, even me, even I have some experience. You know, one day when during the meditation, I feel so good, and I have never experienced before that time. So then the next day, I wish to have that experience again. Why it is not that feeling experience come does not come to me again? So that was what tanha. It's a feeling vedana paccaya tanha. So if tanha paccaya upādāna. So if I experience that feeling again and again, so then that will be a trap for the meditator. They cannot go out of that experience. They cannot reach to the another higher level because it becomes the upādāna, clinging, yeah, clinging. Sometimes even the jhana, some people, they practice the samatha, they are so happy in jhana bliss. So it's like a trap. They cannot go out of the jhana. They cannot continue to the vipassana. So there's also a kind of upādāna. Yeah, a kind of upādāna. And also here that is a very um, common to many people. And next life, even my friend, last two few years passed away, and in Sweden, is a young my age. Yeah, he died with the cancer, and he always said, "Hey, Jagara, practice Satipatthana meditation." Yeah, is a suffering in cancer, so that's why I encourage. No, I just want to be a human being next life. I don't want to go to the heaven slash be in Brahma. No, I accumulated a lot of good deeds, yeah, and great wholesome consciousness, yeah, wholesome activities I have accumulated. I will definitely be a human being next life. I'm satisfied with that. He told me that. So here, upādāna paccaya bhava. Upādāna, clinging to the sense world, clinging to the sense world. But some people clinging to the Brahma, Rupa Brahma, Arupa Brahma. So that's why upādāna paccaya bhava. Yeah, upādāna paccaya bhava. So we reach there. Yeah, so we'll continue from there. Um, upādāna paccaya bhava. Okay. So here, upādāna, clinging, yeah, and there are two kinds of bhava, yeah, two kinds of bhava, karma bhava, active process of karma, and upapatti bhava, yeah. Because of clinging, um, you can understand like that. If you cling or if strong desire, yeah, clinging, yeah, strong desire to be something, someone, to have someone, we did a lot of respective deeds. So if you have a very very strong desire to revenge, and you were trying to kill that person. Yeah, so that is also karma bhava. If you have a very strong desire to be a girl, celestial being, yeah, celestial being, so then you were trying to do a lot of good deeds, yeah, sense pure, wholesome, great wholesome uh, actions, yeah, you will accumulate a lot. And okay, so I think this is clear. And that is a karma bhava. Yeah, karma bhava. And next kind of bhava is a upapati bhava, resultant process of existence. And it refers to the resultant effects caused by past action, including 32 types of worldly vipaka, resultant consciousness, and karma produce material forms, kamaja rupa. So there are two types of, uh, because of the upādāna, yeah, upādāna, we accumulate or we do a lot of good deeds and bad deeds, and as a result inside, yeah, upapati bhava, resultant, yeah, resultant. Um, Here outcomes vipaka. Yeah, this one also clear. In this life are due to the wholesome and unwholesome action performed in the past life, while the outcomes in next life arise due to the wholesome and unwholesome actions performed in this life. So that is what is referred to as upapati bhava. So here in the fifth chapter, we talk about this, I think so. 9 types of upapati bhava, rebirth, existence, karma bhava, rupa bhava, arupa bhava, sanya bhava, sanya bhava, existence with perception, and asanya bhava, existence without perception of mind, asanya satta being. Yeah, so karma bhava clear, rupa bhava, arupa bhava clear, sanya bhava, sanya also with perception of mind. Yeah, asanya satta being, neva sanya, na sanya bhava, existence with neither perception nor non-perception. That is the fourth arupa, immaterial sphere consciousness. Yeah. And eka okara bhava. Yeah. Eka okara bhava, existence with one aggregates. Yeah. So it refers to the asanya satta. Yeah. Asanya satta is a eka okara. 5 aggregate or only one aggregate. Yeah. Rupa khanda only. And Chatu Wakara Bhava, existence with 4 aggregates, it refers to the Arupa Bhava. Yeah, Arupa Bhava is Vedana Khanda, Sanya Khanda, Sankhara Khanda, Vijnana Khanda. Yeah, so Chatu Wakara Bhava refers to the Arupa Bhava, the same. And Pancha Wakara Bhava, existence with 5 aggregates, so it refers to the Kama Bhava, Rupa Bhava. Yeah, and sanya bhava too. Yeah, sanya bhava. Okay, so that is 9 kinds of upapati bhava. And so I think this is not so special and not difficult to understand. Yeah, how 2 kinds of bhava arise due to kamupādāna. Yeah, kamupādāna, due to sensual clinging, kamupādāna, which is the attachment to pleasures and happiness, is already included to what I said a moment ago. Yeah, to pleasures and happiness and misguided practice such as animal sacrifice or wrong rituals, one may be reborn in lower realms, apaya bhava. With the proper guidance, wholesome actions can lead to rebirth in the human or celestial realms, karma bhava. And some, through meditative practice, samatha bhava, attain rebirth in the fine material rupa bhava or immaterial realms arupa bhava, experiencing resultant consciousness and karma originated materiality. Yeah? And how two kinds of bhava arise due to upādāna. Some hold Ochita Deity, annihilationist view, believing that when their self perishes in the higher realm, Kama, Sugati, Rupa, Arupa world, they will completely cease to exist, or they get complete freedom. And because of this wrong view, they perform wholesome karma, karma bhava, with the intention of reaching those higher realms. Others cling to attavada upādāna, uh, attavadu padana, the same self-identity view, believing that if they attain rebirth in the karma sugati, rupa or arupa worlds, so there are some people that they take that kind of view uh, at the time of the Buddha, but even now, maybe they don't say their views, yeah, their idea, and in the Brahmajala Sutta, yeah, Brahmajala Sutta, it is a it is elaborated very detailed in the Brahmajala Sutta. Uh, the detailed explanation of this kind of deity realm view. And okay. So that is Adawadu Parana, believing that if they attain rebirth in the Kama Sugati, Rupa Arupa world, they will enjoy eternal bliss. With this view, they engage in wholesome Kama Bhava, aiming for such rebirths. Some practitioners, due to Silabadu Parana, clinging to rituals and practice, believe that the animal-like behavior, such as living like a cow or dog, in the sutta, yeah, it meant several suttas, yeah. You can read regarding that. Some people they live as a dog, as a cow, yeah. They sleep as a dog with a curly body, and they sleep like they eat like a dog, yeah. So will lead them to celestial realms. Motivated by this belief, they perform ritualistic practice to attain rebirth in those realms. If their practices are correct, they may attain upapatti bhava in higher realms, sugati bhava, and higher realm or happy realms. If they follow incorrect paths, they may fall into lower realms, abhaya bhava. Yeah. So that is how two kinds of bhava arise due to kamupādāna and dhetu-pādāna, silabadu-pādāna, and adawadu-pādāna too. So next is the bhava paccaya jati. Yeah. So upādāna paccaya depend because of the upādāna clinging, we accumulate, we do a lot of good deeds and bad deeds, and before I talk about that, let me talk about this one first. Yeah, the difference between two types of existent bhava. Upādāna paccaya bhava. And next is bhava paccaya jati. What is the difference between these two bhava? Yeah. So here also bhava, and here also bhava. So here upādāna paccaya bhava, clinging conditions existence. So in this bhava, yeah, the Pali bhava, both karma bhava and upapatti bhava are included. So next, bhava as a cause, yeah, as a cause or as a condition, bhava paccaya jati. Here, as a cause or as a condition, condition bhava, only karma bhava is included. Yeah. So because jati is a kind of bhava too. Yeah. So that's why some they don't understand. Yeah. In that case. Yeah. So here upādāna paccaya bhava dependent on clinging. We do good and bad deeds. That is karma bhava. And also dependent on clinging, we become, we have the Paṭiccasamuppāda rebirth linking consciousness, yeah, bhava. And again, next linking, yeah, next pair, bhava bhajya jadi. So jadi is the effect. So then bhava must be only the cause, yeah, condition. So that's why only karma bhava is uh, included in the bhava, yeah. So as it is the karma that conditions the arising of rebirth jadi. So bhava bhajya jadi. And what is jati again? So generally saying jati means birth. Yeah, jati means birth. But if we talk, uh, abhidhamma, yeah, abhidhammically, abhidhammically. So birth is not enough. Refers to the arising of resultant consciousness, vipaka vijnana. And so vipaka vijnana, resultant consciousness, never arise alone, never arise without karma originated materiality, kamaja-rupa. So here, if the learner remember the rupa, yeah, previous chapter, that is not previous, six, yeah, sixth chapter, yeah, six, rupa sangaha, yeah. So karma originated materiality, kamaja rupa. So resultant if the resultant consciousness start arising, so then karma originated materiality automatically together. Yeah, there are three kinds of the kalapa. Yeah, kalapa. What is it, the English? Sometimes I forgot. Yeah, kalapa, a group. Yeah, a group of materiality. Yeah. So kamaja rupa in a new existence. And for example, in the human realm, the first moment of Mahavipaka consciousness, a type of resultant consciousness, along with its associated mental factors, Cetasika, and the three karma-originated material groups, Kamaja Kalapa. Yeah, Kamaja Kalapa, Kaya, Bhava, Vutu. Yeah, three Kamaja Kalapa. Yeah, Kaya, body. Yeah, a group of a group of um, 10 materiality, yeah, beginning with the body sensitivity, yeah, body sensitivity, and power, yeah, a group of the what is it? Shali Aganyani, can you help me? There's Bawa Klapa. How to say it in English? I forgot sometime. Yeah, Bawa Klapa. Yeah, a group of materialities. Yeah, beginning with one of the um, gender. Yeah, gender. Yeah, yeah, gender materiality. Yeah, gender materiality. Kaya, Bhava, Vutu. Yeah, Vutu, Hariya, Vutu. Yeah, a group of 10 materialities beginning with Hariya Vutu. Yeah, heart base. So these come three kinds of groups of materiality or karma originated material groups. So this kind of things, yeah, consciousness, Cetasika and Kamaja Kalapa marks the beginning of a new existence in the human realm. And this initial arising of consciousness, mental factors, and materiality in a new existence is called jati or Paṭiccasamuppāda rebirth linking. So in other words, jati refers to manifestation of the 5 resultant phenomena according to the Paṭiccasamuppāda. Yeah, so this one, if we talk about what is jati according to the Paṭiccasamuppāda, Jati refers to the manifestation of Vijnana, Paṭiccasamuppāda Vijnana, Nama Rupa, mind and matter, Salayana, 6 sense bases, Phassa, and Vedana. So we should not forget that at the moment of the Paṭiccasamuppāda, not all these ayatana, yeah, arise together. Yeah, so they arise one after another. Yeah, so in the weeks by week, it has been explained in the Rupa Sangaha. Okay, anyway, Bhavapajjaya Jadi, dependent on the Karma Bhava, not the Upabadi Bhava. Yeah, dependent on the Karma Bhava, Jadi arise. What is Jadi? Jati refers to the arising of resultant consciousness, Cetasika, and Cetasika, we don't need to say actually, yeah, it's needless to say. Paṭiccasamuppāda, resultant consciousness, Kamaja Klapa, yeah, Kamaja Klapa, 3 Kamaja Klapa for the human, yeah, in the it will be different in the other realms, yeah. So that is Jati. And in other words, if we say according to the Paṭiccasamuppāda, what is Jati? Jati means the manifestation of the Vijnana, Namarupa, Salayana, Phassa, and Vedana. So that is Jati. And next. So Jati, the manifestation of or arising of 5 resultant phenomena, Vijnana, Namarupa, Salayana, Phassa, Vedana, and Jati Pajjaya, Jaramarana. Yeah. So we were reborn. Yeah, we were born as a human being. So then Jara is inevitable. Yeah, Jara. So what is Jara? Jara means the progressive maturation of these 5 phenomena is called Jara, aging or decay. So these 5 phenomena is decaying, yeah, decaying moment by moment. So that is called the Jara. Jara, the process of aging, growing old. And next is the Marana, yeah, Jara, Marana. And Marana, the cessation and dissolution of these 5 phenomena is called Marana, death. Marana, the process of disintegration, passing away, or death. And 2 types of Jara Marana. I think this one too in the Viṭṭhimokkha chapter. Yeah, we have to already talk about that. Apagata Jara Marana, visibly and noticeable Jara Marana, the momentary maturation, aging of resultant mind and Kamaja Rupa, Kama produced materiality, is called Jara, aging. And the momentary dissolution, death, is called Marana, dissolution. Since this form of aging and death is subtle and not visibly noticeable, it is called the Apagata Jaramarana. So every moment we are aging. Yeah, we are aging, we are dying every moment. Yeah. So it's a thought process. Yeah. Thought process. Upādāna arising, Upādāna Titi present, and Banga dissolution. Yeah, dissolution all the time. Our mind and matter all the time aging and dissolution. Yeah, so that is but this kind of death is unnoticeable. Yeah, and next is the Bhagata Jaramarana, visibly noticeable Jaramarana, observing aging signs such as a graying hair, losing teeth, and wrinkled skin are classified as Jara, aging. The actual cessation of life, physical death, is classified as Marana, dissolution. Since these forms of aging and death are visibly noticeable, they are called Bhagata Jaramarana. So that is Jati Pajjaya Jaramarana. And Soka Paridewa Dukkha Domanasupayasa Opajanti. Yeah, Soka. So what is Soka? Soka means sorrow. Soka means the grief and worry that arise due to the loss of loved ones, wealth, status, or other cherished things. It is considered as a domanassa vedana. Yeah, domanassa vedana, present in the two hatred-rooted consciousness, dosa, mula, citta. That is soka. Yeah. So next is the parideva. Parideva, lamentation. Parideva means the act of crying, wailing, or lamenting due to the loss of loved ones, wealth, or status, etc. And it refers to Chaitaja Vipanlasa Sada. Yeah. So if you learn the Abhidhamma, sometimes we need to remember this kind of usage. Yeah, that is better. You know, Chaitaja Vipanlasa Sada, the mournful, distorted sound produced by the consciousness. We cry is parideva. So that one also a kind of grievance, worry, sorrow, but this is more than that. Yeah. So not only weeping, but also crying. Yeah, the act of crying. And this sound is not ordinary sound. So when we talk, that is ordinary. But vipalas are distorted. It means distorted, mournful, distorted sound. It's not an ordinary. Yeah, but distorted, mournful cry. Hence, it is called vipalasa sada. And next, dukkha, physical suffering. Dukkha means the physical suffering experienced in the body. It refers to the dukkha vedana, the physically painful feeling present in body consciousness, kaya vijnana. Yeah, kaya vijnana. And next is a domanassa, mental suffering. Domanassa means the mental distress caused by separation from loved ones, association with the disliked individuals, unfulfilled desires, or the loss of relatives, wealth, or status. Yeah, many more. It refers to domanassa vedana. So here also domanassa vedana. Here also domanassa vedana, unpleasant feeling present in the hatred-rooted consciousness, dosa mula citta. And you will know later. So what is the difference between these things? Here also domanassa vedana. Here also domanassa vedana. And next is upayasa. Yeah, upayasa, despair. Upayasa means intense. Yeah, intense, overwhelming suffering that is so severe that one cannot even cry out. So this one is a cry out. Yeah, crying loudly, but this one cannot cry. Yeah, cannot cry. It refers to dosa citasika, the mental factor of aversion present in the hatred-rooted consciousness, dosa mula citta 2. Okay. So here I will go this one first. The difference between soka, parideva, and upayasa. Soka, parideva, dukkha, domanassa. So this one we don't need to say. Yeah, it's a physical suffering, mental suffering, domanassa. Yeah, domanassa. So only these three. The difference only between only these three is mentioned. Soka, sorrow, like oil simmering in a pan. Yeah, simmering in the pan. It is the internal grief and sadness that one feels. And parideva, lamentation, is like oil boiling over. Yeah, when I was in the basic school, in Myanmar, my pronunciation, in the basic school, my teacher, oi, oi, that that pronunciation, I always, sometimes I pronounce, yeah, oi, oi, Ul, ul, yeah. Sometimes if when I pronounce, people laugh. When I teach in the university too, I always honest or honestly speaking, my pronunciation might be wrong. Please correct me. I always say, please correct me. Uh, but sometimes their pronunciation is wrong. But they think their pronunciation is right. Okay, oil, yeah, oil. Like oil boiling over, yeah. It is the external expression of crying and wailing. And upayasa, despair, like the oil drying up after boiling over. It is the very intense burning despair that follows. So that is the differences between Soka, Bridewa, and Upayasa. Okay, so another knowledge regarding this result. So there are two kinds of, we can divide into two kinds of these results: inevitable result and subsequent result. So here it means Soka, Bridewa, Dukkha, Domanassa, Upayasa. So out of these, let us say, bad result, yeah, result, we can divide into two: inevitable result and subsequent result. So in the context of Jati Pajaya Jaramaranan, birth, conditions, aging and death, and aging and death are the certain results of birth. So that is inevitable, yeah, inevitable. If once we have a life, we have a birth, we cannot deny or aging and death is inevitable. So that is inevitable result. And sorrow, lamentation, paridewa, and other forms of suffering are subsequent results that may or may not arise depending on circumstance. For example, you practice the vipassana, even that you have a life, you have a lot of difficulties in life, you will not have a sorrow. You can live, you can die, you can live without sorrow, lamentation, etc. So that's why that is not a definite result of birth. Yeah. So we can avoid that. Sometimes some people, even they have a very small difficulties, they cry out. Some people, even though they have very big problems, they are able to smile. Yeah, they can still smile. So they can avoid sorrow, lamentation, etc. So depending on circumstance, depending on the individuals, yeah, individuals, maturation, yeah, maturation of the individuals, yeah. Okay, so here in the Brahma realms, yeah, in the Brahma realms, sorrow and related forms of suffering do not exist. Why? It is the dosa mula. There is no dosa mula exist in the Brahma realms. So that's why. And in the Deva/realm, some forms of suffering may exist while others do not. So this one, like I said a moment ago, like a human being too. Yeah, like a human being too. In the Deva realms, some forms of suffering may exist, some may not. In the human realm, if a person dies, the same applies to this, yeah. In the human realms, that is another perspective, yeah. If a person dies immediately after birth, sorrow and related suffering do not arise, yeah. So it is stated in the commentary. So thus sorrow and related suffering are not individual results, but rather subsequent results that depend on specific conditions. So I think this finish. Yeah, finish the Paṭiccasamuppāda work commentary and the ultimate reality of the Paṭiccasamuppāda. So next is the question. Paṭiccasamuppāda start with the avijja. So what is the cause of ignorance? Yeah, what is the cause of avijja? So it is not mentioned in the Paṭiccasamuppāda. It is stated in the commentary. Yeah, many commentary. Yeah. So the cause of the ignorance, dependent origination Paṭiccasamuppāda formula begins with ignorance as the root cause and ends with sorrow and suffering, soka, prideva, dukkha, domanassa, upayasa. However, the cause of ignorance itself is not explicitly mentioned. In Buddhist teaching, there is no effect without a cause. So one might question, what is the cause of ignorance? So according to the Sutta Pali text, asavanam samuppāda avijjaja pavaddati. Yeah, with the arising of asava, mental influx or taints, ignorance arises. Asava samudaya avijja samudaya. With the origin of asava, ignorance originates. So thus the cause of ignorance, avijja, is the four kinds of taints: asava, kamasawa, bhavasawa, daittasawa, avijjasawa. So this kind of four asava already talked about in the previous chapter. So if you are asked, so what is the cause of avijja, ignorance, and so four kinds of taints, asava, condition avijja. Yeah. Here again, how asava leads to suffering. Yeah. Actually, it is not very difficult to understand. Yeah. So I just written down here. As mentioned in the commentary, here kama sawa, yeah, kama to jayati soko. So from sensual attachment, kama sawa, sorrow arise. Yeah, sorrow arise when one becomes attached to sensual pleasures. They experience grief and sorrow when loved ones perish or desired objects are lost. Yeah, kama to jayati soko. And yeah, kama sawa leads to suffering. And rupan ahan maman rupan. So that is data sawa. Yeah, data sawa. So this form is I, or this form is mine. Those who cling to form through data sawa, attachment to abuse, suffer when their body deteriorates or changes. And beings in celestial realms, Deva, Brahma, attached to their existence through Bhavasawa. Yeah. So here, Kamasawa, Datasawa, Bhavasawa suffer when they realize the impermanence of their lives. And sorrow and suffering arise because they are rooted in ignorance, avijja, avijjasawa, the influx or the taints of ignorance, causes one to misunderstand reality, leading to the cycle of suffering. So thus it becomes evident that sorrow and other sufferings are caused by the mental influx or taints of ignorance, avijjasawa. Yeah, so that is how asava leads to suffering, etc. Okay, let's finish. Okay, so we will look at the Paṭiccasamuppāda from another perspective. Yeah, another perspective. So two roots. Yeah, two roots. Vutta mula. Yeah, Vutta mula. In the Mogul meditation center, before the before they give instruction how to practice, they teach the Paṭiccasamuppāda first. Yeah. So only after the Paṭiccasamuppāda they start practicing the meditation. Yeah. Paṭiccasamuppāda, if you understand Paṭiccasamuppāda, it's a very helpful, especially, not especially, it's helpful or very supportive in vipassana. Yeah, vipassana meditation. Not it's nothing to do with the samatha. Yeah, samatha, paccaya prikaha. Yeah, the knowledge of the apprehending. Yeah, apprehending the cause and effect. Yeah, cause and effect. Paccaya prikaha jnana. Yeah, jnana in the vipassana. Okay, here two roots, two vata mula. Yeah, two vata mula is avijja and tanha. You know, I don't know how to say that. To understand this cycle, not very difficult. Yeah, not very difficult. Before I start this chapter, I talk about that. Yeah, you know, to understand very deeply. Yeah, the inside understanding is not very easy. Not very easy. So that's why I always encourage why two vata mula. Why it is called the two vata mula. Yeah, with your knowledge, don't worry. You know, think again and again, again and again. You will have some deeper inside knowledge. That's I can say. Okay, so anyway, at the moment, what is two roots? Yeah, two kinds of vata mula, avijja and tanha. So just that's keep in the mind first. You know, without that knowledge, you cannot think alone. Yeah. So next level, yeah, next step, you have to think why. Yeah. Okay, I will also discuss later. Yeah, discuss later. At the moment, let's focus on that the uh, how is how is it how this cycle, yeah, cycle is, yeah, how is operating, yeah, how this 12 factor is operating in the round, in the samsara rounds, in the cycle, yeah, how it is operating. Okay, two roots is avijja and tanha. And next is the four layers. I think today, next time we will continue, but only few words I will introduce here. Kilesa, vata, and kama, vata, and vipaka, vata. Yeah. So kilesa defilements. Yeah. Vata cycle. Yeah. Kilesa. And kama is a karma. Yeah. Kama cycle and resultant cycle. Yeah. Result cycle. So that is the three rounds or three cycles. Yeah. So what are the three cycles? We'll continue later. And next is the adita cause. Adita cause. Adita means past. Yeah. Adita causes factor. Yeah. Adita causes factor. And the causes, past causes. Yeah. So adita is you know, I think too much regarding this, you know, to use this adita cause. Why people, you might not want to say that, why you don't say the past causes? Yeah. So I just want to remember with the Pali, yeah, Pali, you know, adita, paccupana, anagata, yeah, anagata. So if I explain, you know, the past causes. If I write down as past causes, you might not, the learner might not know the not familiar, might not be familiar with the adita, paccupana, and anagata. Yeah. So if I write it down, these words will be familiar. So here, Kilisawada 2, yeah, defilement cycle, yeah, that is not good. So Adita causes and factor 5, Avijja, Sankhara, Tanna, Upadana, Bhava, and next Adita, Paṭiccasamuppāda, no? Paṭiccasamuppāda, I should be with the red color. Yeah, red color. Paṭiccasamuppāda affect factor. So depending on these 5 factors, and these 5 factors arise. That is, Paṭiccasamuppāda is the present effect factors. And Paṭiccasamuppāda cause factors. So again, we have a result of the Vijnana Namarupa Salayana Phassa Vedana. At the same time, in the present life, we do this Paṭiccasamuppāda present cause factors too. Tanna, Upādāna, Bhava, Avijja, Sankhara. So why here repetition? Yeah, we'll talk about that later. So briefly to say, because we were born, we do these kind of things. These kind of factors are cycling in our present life. Yeah, Tanna, Upādāna, Bhava, Avijja, Sankhara. And next is be dependent on these Paṭiccasamuppāda causes factors. In the present life, we will receive Anagata effect factors. That is also again repetition. Vijnana, Namarupa, Salayana, Phassa, Vedana. So in this way, it's a cycling. Yeah, cycling. And we'll talk about later. Is it 3 links and 3 period and 2 noble truths and breaking cycles is here. So dependent on the best causes factors, we have present effect factors, Vijnana, Namarupa, Salayana, Phassa, Vedana. So Vedana, Paccaya, Tanna is continue going in the cycle, yeah, rounds of samsara. So here, if we practice a Satipatthana, even though there is a Vedana in our thought process, if the Tanna does not arise, so then not going around the samsara, you are escaping from the samsara. Vedana nirodha, the absence of the Vedana. Actually, Vedana itself not always arise. So it means dependent on the Vedana, no craving arise. So then this exit route, you are escaping from the samsara. If dependent on the Vedana, if the Tanna arise, you still continue in the cycle of births and rebirth. Okay, so we'll continue on this later. We'll stop here for today.
Yeah. Sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. Wait a minute. Let me check